Hey everybody, welcome in. So I had this on my mind earlier today because I was in the mirror and I was doing makeup. And it dawned on me a couple weeks ago that this guy on TikTok was talking about how men really don't have the room to talk on women's hair because he explained that he went to go get a silk press for his hair. Of course, this is a black man, right? And he talked about how he just got him a silk press for his hair. And then next thing you knew, his silk press was no longer silky. It turned into its regular afro state. And he was telling folks on TikTok, like, okay, now I get what the girls are saying. Okay, we have a really bad issue when it comes to human beings as a whole. It's not even a black thing. Okay, it's like people don't understand what you saying until they go through it themselves, which is a little pitiful in my opinion. But today, y'all, we're going to talk about how it seems as though men really don't appreciate femininity, feminine women. It doesn't seem like that to me. And I'm going to break this down why I feel this way and what type of actions and things that are said on the internet when it comes to black men. Okay? So, just so y'all know, we about to get into it. Okay, it's your girl Sultry Accessory, and I am a digital design coach for YouTube and e-commerce platforms. And what I like to talk about here is Align by Design because you are a brand. And when I talk about branding, in order for you guys to brand yourself, you have to know who you are as a person. As a person, where do you stand? Like, what is your positioning? Where is your integrity? Where does it lie? And how are you going to bring that forth with your products, your services, and even your YouTube videos, right? And so this topic coincides with the whole theme of being confident and being present in your own frame and in your own essence. And so I wanted to talk about this and actually share a little bit of my own background of how I grew up because a lot of people they will see you on the surface and start making all these judgments about you, but they don't really know nothing about you. So I'm gonna break this down section by section. If you feel compelled to write in the chat, you can write in the chat, but you gotta be a subscriber in order to write in the chat. That is just my new boundary now. Like, I don't want nobody who ain't a subscriber. You cannot just go come in the chat and say anything. You got to be subscribed. Okay, period. So let's get into it. So I got a little script over here, y'all. So look, it says, what happens when a woman owns her femininity? And men don't know what to do with it. What happens when you walk into the room with confidence? You're dressed very well, presentable, even poised, right? A beat face, high standards, calm energy, and instead of being respected, you're picked apart. All of a sudden, you think you're too much, you're stuck up, and you're bougie now. But y'all said y'all want feminine women, right? Skirts, softness, submission until it's not controlled by you, right? So I was watching, y'all know I like to bring up Mariah. So Mariah Sincere, she said that people like to control beauty. And I see that now that I'm getting, older. However, so I am starting to see that. I'm starting to see how weird people are actually when you possess beauty or when you know that you possess beauty, but then folk be acting like it's a problem that you want to dress up your beauty, and so that you can appear more confident, more poised, more ready. And I'm gonna tell you something about this. I got a story, like, I'm really gonna break this down. I got a story time, I got plenty examples and things of that matter. So I feel like this topic for today is gonna be super duper good. Okay, so make sure y'all give me a thumbs up today and y'all comment down below. Okay, so here we go. So I want to talk about something that never seems to get addressed, especially in the Black community, because there's a lot of conversations that Black people like to discuss on TikTok, or they love to complain about small things, but we're really not opening the doors to things that actually happen. A lot of people want to talk about, oh, how their parents were this way, but y'all don't talk about this. Okay, so we about to talk about this right here, right now. Okay, we're going to talk about how a lot of Black girls grew up to be girly when they were little girls, but as soon as they hit puberty, it's not okay to be girly. It's not okay to show your feminine side. Especially if you're a Black girl who grew up with your father in the picture. Okay, let's talk about how Black fathers like to, now I ain't gonna say all, listen, I'm gonna stop right here. I'm not saying all, just saying Black fathers. Black fathers actually teach their daughters to be masculine. Okay, the Black daughters grow up in masculinity. Okay, I'm gonna say this again. When you are a Black girl and you have a Black father and he is in your life, he is going to shape you to be masculine in some way, shape, or form. And then we have Black men, Black grown men on the internet complaining that the Black woman is masculine. It makes zero sense to me. We're going to keep going. This whole entire thing makes no sense to me. This is why I'm making this topic, because I want people who can grasp the concept, stick to the plot, and really answer my question, because none of this makes sense to me. Okay, we're taught, oh my God, you're such a pretty girl. Oh, you're such a cute girl. La la la. Yeah, once you hit about 12, and then all of that, you don't hear none of that no more. You don't hear, oh, you're pretty, or you're this, or you're that. Oh, you're going to be this, you're going to be a star, you're going to be I'm telling you, once you hit 12, all of that is just gone. Literally. All of that is gone. All right? So listen, until we hit puberty, after that, it's like femininity becomes too loud for everybody. It's almost like, you ever heard those girls on TikTok say that they mom start acting funny because they had a boyfriend coming around and then the boyfriend is looking at her? It's like right when the girls start hitting puberty, we become a problem. Okay? And we're taught to not even like dresses and skirts anymore, subconsciously by our own fathers. Hello? This is the conversation that we need to talk about. Because when I was growing up, I had bubbles in my hair. I would get curls. I would get me what they used to call it, the pressing curl. I would have a pressing curl, looking really cute, 9, 10, 11, 8, 7 years old. Okay. I go to the beautician, it'd be no problem. I could be cute. Once you hit about 12, oh no. You acting fast. You too grown. Why you trying to be grown already? Why you wearing that? Then here you go with the why you wearing that stuff. Okay, and Black men have a real bad problem with this on TikTok, from what I know. Y'all have a real bad problem with this. All right, so we're gonna really get into this. So once you hit puberty as a Black girl, you can no longer carry yourself in a feminine way, in a feminine essence. You can no longer be girly, because it's like subconsciously people stop complimenting you. They stop buying you dresses. They stop buying you girly stuff, right? They don't buy you purses and paint your room pink and buy you all the pink stuff. All of that is over with. Okay? But instead, you're actually taught to think like a man. You're actually taught to pay attention to your surroundings. You're actually taught to wear appropriate clothes. You can't have your clothes like this. You know how you start getting into high school, and then you got all these weird messages coming to you left and right, all in high school, so you can quote fit the status quo of everybody else and what they think you ought to be and how you ought to show up, right? It's just like it's a constant bombardation. I hope that's a word. It's a constant bombardation of all these people telling you, be like this. No, you can't do this. Why you acting fast? Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Nobody ever told me that I was acting fast. Okay, that's number one. Why? Because it's like subconsciously my dad and my mother has taught me how to be how to dress conservatively and not to show everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like it's subconsciously like I didn't think they were telling me anything wrong. At the same time though, it made me dress like a tomboy. And I noticed the same thing with um my sibling. I know it's the same thing with my sibling. That subconsciously, by having your father in your life, right? You have to pick up the things that he believes in. It's like, my gosh. Okay, so let's really get into it. Okay, so you start moving through the world trying to protect yourself, not even realizing you've been conditioned to suppress your own essence. It's like black men condition black women to not enjoy femininity. But then they turn around and ask us, why aren't we feminine? It makes no sense to me. Okay? This ish really makes no sense. Okay, listen. So then you grow up in this tomboy phase. So let me give you an example. Like I said, all the way up till 12 years old. Oh, I could be girly. I could wear bubbles in my hair. I could wear berets. I could wear a pressing curl. Oh, I could put nail polish on my fingers. The mamas think it's so cute. The daddies is like, oh, that's nice. You know what I'm saying? Until you hit 12. Ah, nah. You can't wear that. You can't have this. You can't wear that. You can't talk to boys. You can't do this. You can't be acting like that. You gotta cover up. You gotta So then it makes the girl, especially the black girls, if you grow up in a certain type of neighborhood too, you got to suppress the idea of wanting to wear a skirt. You got to suppress the idea of wanting to wear heels. You got to suppress the idea of wanting to wear a dress because you feel like all the boys is going to look at you a certain way because that's what they told you. Right? Because now that you have hit the stage of puberty, they basically say you can't be a girl. They're basically saying you can't be a girl. So then all the black girls grow up with wearing sneakers and wearing hoodies and sweatpants and jackets that don't fit them, these oversized clothes, so that they don't feel objectified, because these are the messages that we get as soon as we hit puberty, right? So as soon as we hit puberty, it's a problem to be feminine. It's a problem to wear a skirt, to wear a dress, to wear makeup. Oh, you starting to wear makeup? Oh, you fast. All right. Now listen. Then let me tell you something. So after puberty, oh no, I dressed like a tomboy. Why? Because let me tell you something. I live with my mom. Like my parents, they were married. right? They were married until I hit the age of 10. So boom. I'm in this household with both of my parents, they're married until the age of 10, they get a divorce, right? Okay, boom. So then now here I am, I'm living with my mom. That's just how I go. That's just how I live. Whatever. I'm living with my mom. So then I turned the age of 16. I'm like, I don't want to live with my mama no more. I'm about to go live with my dad. Okay. So then I decide to go live with my dad. I think it might have been a little before 16. It might have been like 15-ish. I think so. So like from 15 to 18, I went to go live with my dad. And then I went off to college, right? Okay. So boom. So when I went to go live with my dad, you think I was dressing like with skirts and dresses, and my room was pink, and my room felt girly and it felt feminine, and I just in the days, flowers and roses, and no, that's not what it's like when you go. That's not what it's like when you go live with your father. That's not what it's like. Okay? Your father would be like, hey, make sure you watch out for this, because this is all you hear, or this is all I hear growing up. I'm gonna tell you what it was like, growing up in my teen years, in my pivotal teen years, like my high school years, junior year, sophomore-ish year, I was living with my father. Okay? And when you live with your father as a female, they do not allow you to be feminine. And especially when they friends come around, like when them older male adults friends come around and they want to shoot the ish in the basement and stuff, they be make sure you got what they tell you, make sure you got some clothes on. Make sure you got some clothes on. And what they mean is, don't be wearing no pink stuff. Don't be extra girly. Just put on a hoodie. Make sure you covered up. Don't have your itties showing. Don't have no legs showing. Don't none of that. And you get programmed to basically being a boy. That's what y'all don't. This what y'all fail to talk about. And then y'all turn around and shun women because we're no longer feminine. Y'all have already shunned femininity. You have shunned femininity when we hit puberty. And then y'all turn around. Then I've heard lately y'all will turn around and be like, oh, whatever happened to women wearing dresses and skirts? What? Now imagine this. So now I'm out of college now, right? I'm out of college and I've experienced life for myself, and I'm now in a section to where I could do whatever the fudge I feel like. You feel what I'm saying? So then you like, okay, well, let me start exploring what it's like to be girly. Let me start experiencing what it's like to carry myself in a feminine way and start presenting myself in a more poised and polished manner, so that I feel confident in my being. And when I show up to places, I feel fully prepared to present myself with confidence. When you do that, then you have men and women like, she thinks she on that. She act like she do good for us. What do my appearance got anything to do with you? And then it's almost like people are try to program your mind to like, you're not supposed to be a girl. You're not supposed to be a woman. You're not supposed to have earrings. You're not supposed to wear lipstick. You're not supposed to have makeup. Why you? I don't like girls with makeup, because as soon as I see a girl with makeup, I gotta take her to the pool. Why you wearing them wigs? Why you wearing them nails? Why you wearing them lashes? So when you constantly hear these men keep saying, why you doing this? Why you doing that? It basically sounds like y'all don't like women. It basically sounds like y'all swing for the same team. There you go. That what it sounds like to me. It doesn't sound like you want a woman who cares about how she presents herself. That's what it gives for me. When y'all say, oh, women shouldn't wear makeup. When y'all say, why she dressed like that? Who she thinks she is? Oh, she bougie. It just gives y'all do not appreciate a woman in her feminine essence who actually carries and dresses herself with poise and class. And then y'all subconscious, somewhere in y'all head, y'all feel like we did something to y'all because we're presenting ourselves in a tasteful manner. But then if we show our naked bodies outside, like the other girls is doing, with their pants out and they thighs and cheeks out and everything else is out, oh, y'all got a little bit of comment to say. Just a little bit. Oh, why she gotta have her ASS out? But if somebody carry herself with class, then y'all, oh, she bougie. She stuck up. She thinks she all that. She act like she too good for us. And then when y'all do that, y'all look. Do y'all not know? This is what I want to address here. Do y'all not know that you guys are the one who isolates the pretty girl? She don't isolate herself from y'all. Y'all isolate her from y'all. And then she becomes confident in her own essence and her own being because she is most likely in her own company. And then when she goes out into the world, then that's when y'all be like, oh, she stuck up. She bougie. She act like she too good for us. No, you act like she's too good for you to be in your company. And that's why you keep saying she bougie. Because she's confident in her essence. Because it took her a long time to even do that. Hello? That's what I'm saying. This not making sense. And then the only time when you hear black men talking about femininity is when they're talking about submission. Oh, I'm looking for a feminine woman. A feminine man is somebody that you want to bow down to your every word. That's not femininity. Femininity has strength behind it. Okay? Femininity comes with strength and power and influence behind it. And then you show up poise and confidence in your presence, and then you have men saying things like, oh, well, your standard's too high. But then you'll turn around and then be like, oh, well, you should have chose better. I'm like, you know what? With these black men, it's not a win-win. There's no such thing as a win-win situation. It just all sound like lose-lose. And then you be looking at the other black women and you be like, but girl, I know you want to figure out how you dress yourself well, how to start picking out outfits, how to style your hair, how to know what hair color looks best on your skin complexion, how to know what makeup colors looks best on your skin complexion, so that you can show up more confident in the world. But then you got all these black women who feel away because they have been conditioned in the same similar way that I have been conditioned in childhood to be like, oh no, you got to get rid of all the makeup and all the girly things, become a tomboy and just be a plain Jane regular looking girl or woman. And some women deeply subconsciously stay there and they don't do anything about their look, right? And then I just got done hearing some TikTok video where the man was like, oh, you pretty women out there, there's a reason why y'all don't get approached like that, because you're too pretty. And then I'm like, do you hear these mixed messages? Oh, be feminine, be cute, but be a baddie, but don't think you all that, but don't nobody got time for that. Nobody has time for that. This is why I tell y'all, do not look for nobody to give you validation, because it's very flaky. When somebody likes you, it's very temporary. Like somebody just made a video on TikTok, y'all. I like to reference TikTok a lot. I literally commented on this dude video. Hold on. And I'm still getting notifications of all of these people liking what I said on his video. Hold on, let me pause.
I spent a lot of my 20s.
Wait, can I play this here without getting copyrighted? Hold on.
Trying to fit in, getting people to like me, looking for the community, only to realize I fucking hate people. It is too much work for all this disappointment. Some of y'all really are shitty fucking human beings.
Okay, so this man, he just made a video and he said his whole 20s he been looking for the right people to try to fit in and this and that. But you know what? I can't even find my clan of people because people are really SHITTY. And then here I go. Look at this. And this is what I wrote. This is why I don't look for validation, even if they like you. It's only temporary. 35 likes. Then I got comments saying, see, this is why I don't look for nothing anyway. Exactly. What's the point? What is the point? There is no point of being a plain Jane woman. There's no point of being a pretty girl woman. Because I'm going to tell you this. It don't matter. And then you got folks sitting here on TikTok talking about, oh, I wish I was conventionally cute. Nobody gives a damn if you are cute. Because what did the man just say? The other man that I was talking about. I could pull him up too. When he said, oh, the pretty women don't get approached like that because you're too dang darn pretty and all the men think you got somebody. Just off the base of your beauty? It's like, dang. Just because I have appeal, you guys think all these weird thoughts about me just because I have appeal? Wow, forget it. I don't care. Forget it. Just forget it. It ain't even a point. It's no point to bend yourself this way, twist your neck that way, and do backflips for an MF or for what? There's no point. It doesn't matter if you're cute, if you're ugly. Everybody has felt rejection or isolation in some type of instance. It don't even matter. People constantly on TikTok go, oh, I wish I was conventionally cute because blah, blah, blah. I get more attention. Girl, bye. You're going to get people who want to use you. You're going to get people who want your attention just to fill up their cup. They don't like you for real. Girl, bye. Then you'll get folk who want to be obsessed over you and don't even know you for real. Like, girl, you don't want that. You don't want it. You don't want what come with being quote pretty privileged. You don't want that. Girl, bye. You don't want it. So then also when these black fathers program you to dim down your femininity by not wearing dresses, skirts, getting your nails done, not wearing pink, wearing hoodies, wearing jeans, wearing sweatpants. They dress you in baggy clothes. They buy you big-ish on purpose as a teenager and stuff like that, right? So you can walk the street so nobody do anything to you. It's almost like men only like femininity when they can grasp it. Otherwise, it's like they don't like it. It's almost like they despise femininity, even in their own daughters. That's just what it like. That's what women be giving sometimes to me. And a lot of times in this time period, that's what men give. It's just like, oh no, why you wearing fake this and fake? But y'all accept the BBL though. You see, because if the girl get the BBL, then the dude might automatically think, oh yeah, she gonna want my attention because that's why she got that BBL. So she can serve me up that BBL though. Okay, see, this what I'm talking about. So then when you get a woman who present herself well and poised and has her confidence, then y'all be like, oh, well, she got an attitude. Oh, well, she gonna be mean. When y'all be the main ones showing the pretty girl how to be mean and how to be selective and how to not give her energy to everybody else. And then you turn around and say she's stuck up. Well, guess what now? She is stuck up because you made her that way. Now she is stuck up because you made her that way. She could have actually been nice, genuine, friendly, all this other stuff, because that's what comes with femininity. Listen, that's what, when you see a woman who is poised and she presents herself and she polishes herself with makeup and things of that nature, I'm telling you, those be the main girls. Listen, not the girls who cake up a whole bunch of makeup on their face. Not them. Not them. It's a difference. But y'all dudes, you gotta get older and mature in age to start noticing these things. The women who take care of themselves, especially nails. Let me tell you, the women who take care of themselves, especially their nails, and I'm not saying getting false nails. I'm saying the women who polish their nails on a regular, that paint their own nails, those be the main women who have the most caring nature about them. The women who do that, those be the women who have the most caring nature about them. It doesn't mean they freely give out their caring nature. It just means they possess it. I'm trying to, literally, if you're a man and you're watching this, I'm trying to tell you. The women who polish their natural nails on a regular given basis are the women who naturally possess nurturing, caring, warmth type of nature. But y'all like to shame the women who like to polish themselves and feel like a woman in her feminine essence. But we have men on the internet who tell us and shame us like it's a problem to get our nails done, to wear makeup, to wear wigs. It's just, it blows my mind. And then it make me think like, okay, so I even had this one dude, I didn't even know. This is what really grinds my gears. You will have strangers, straight up strangers, say little comments, and you don't know me worth a can of paint. You don't know me worth a can of paint. You could be a Gen Z. Most of the time, it's a Gen Z talking ish about a millennial. I'm a full millennial. Okay? And you're a Gen Z, let alone you could be a dang dong. I don't know what's up underneath the Gen Zs. You could be a fresh new Gen Z. How about that? Not the older Gen Z, but a fresh new Gen Z. I'm walking in the mall, minding my own business. At this time, I had my hair braided. And he gonna say something like, why she got that weave in her hair? What the? Excuse you? I'm way older than you. Way older than you. I probably got 20 years on your ass. And you over here worried about why I got weave in my hair? That's how you braid hair, you dumb ass. But here we go. We don't gotta prove ourselves to these low life dudes who can't afford. See, that's the other thing. You know how Shira7 be saying the dudes that make the most comments on women's looks are the ones who can't afford and keep up with your look? That's what she say. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But to me, it sounds like you want to be the one wearing the makeup, the wigs, the lashes, the nail color. That's what it sounds like to me. And then it actually sounds like your GAY. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm just going to be for real. Because the next time, I literally said to myself, I said, the next time somebody come with me with that mess, I'm going to be like, you must got to pay booth rent this month. They're going to be like, what? I'm like, you must have to pay booth rent this month. You need me to sit in your chair? Is that why you got so many comments? Because you ain't made enough revenue this month, sir? I mean, really. Because these comments from folk be coming out of left field. Because I want to present myself in a polished way. So this the thing. I go from feeling like a regular girl. A regular little girl. I like pink. curls in my hair, Barbie dolls, all the fun. You hit puberty, hell no. You can't have no dolls. You can't this. You can't that. You can't hang out with no boys. You can't do this. You can't. You gotta learn all this cautionary stuff. Strip yourself down of femininity. Strip yourself down of having boundaries and standards because you're too much. Who she thinks she is. And then you'll have dudes turn, this the other part. And then you'll have dudes turn around and be mad at their moms because their moms was a yes mom until they go out into the real world and see that other folks tell them no, and then they want to flip out and act crazy. You didn't want your mama to have standards and boundaries and limits for you. You didn't want your girlfriend to have standards and boundaries and limits for you. And now you where you at now. Like, it's not what I say. It's a lose situation. It's just like, man, it's like, you know how they say, dang if you do, dang if you don't. I'm trying not to cuss, but you know. Dang if you do, dang if you don't. If you a polished woman or you not a polished woman, people just feel away. Like, I don't got time for people in their feelings no more. That's the other thing too. When you wise up and start noticing people complain about every and anything, you start to not give a damn. And that's where that whole thing where I wrote that thing, I don't care about other people getting other folks validation because it comes from nowhere. It comes from nowhere. People are fickle. They like you today, hate you tomorrow, love you next week, and hate you 2 weeks later. Who gives a care? So now it's just like, well, damn. You could be a plain Jane woman, or you can be a woman who wear lipstick, and a man still mad because you are a woman altogether. Like, please. Anyway, so yeah, that's my little rant for today, y'all. I'm just like, this stuff not making sense to me. I don't know what's going on with folks mentally. I really don't. Okay. So y'all get mad when the poise woman, then here go the dudes on the internet. I want a baddie. So then y'all be like, oh, women today need to shoot they shot. Okay, let's say I go up to a dude and I think he cute, right? And then I start talking to him. Nah, y'all want to be the first one to shun the woman down like y'all do on the pop the balloon. Or what happens is you let her into your frame, but then once you start getting her essence and her energy and really knowing who she is and what her boundaries, what her limits and her standards is, oh no, she too much. So I'm going to have to humble her and start saying all this weird-ish towards her. Girl, and that's why pretty women back the fuss back from all y'all because y'all are the weirdos. I'm just for real. And I'm just gonna tell like a EI is or IS is. Hello. Okay. So it's just like I said before, it's a lose. Okay, and it's very confusing. It's like which girl do men want us to be? And then and then it's like, what do it matter? I'm just gonna be me. Fudge it. Just fudge it. Who cares? And then the one that's gonna align to you, that's gonna be the one that aligns to you. That's why I say align by design. Go back to your original design anyway, because you trying to fixate yourself to bend and twist and mold yourself for all these random so-and-sos. It ain't gonna do no justice for you or your soul. And that's why folks out here mad and bitter at everybody else because they done flip the turn and twist themselves to try to fit into some mold that nobody told them to be when that so-and-so struggle with their own self-esteem. That's why they over here commenting on everything you do. Man, please. I don't got time for that. And that's exactly how I got to this position that I'm at. That's exactly how I got to the position that I'm at. That's exactly why I made my coloring book, Align by Design, Affirmations for Creators and Entrepreneurial Spirits. Because folks always trying to get you to be somebody that you're not. That's exactly why I published my affirmations coloring book. Because you got too many people trying to get you to go down the path that you know dang well that you ain't even made to be on. And I know for dang dog sure I'm an entrepreneur. Period. I know for dang dong sure I'm an entrepreneur. And you got all these folk, you got all these ideas, then you got all these folk in the background talking mess when you know you made for more. When you know you meant to stand on principles. That's why you have boundaries and standards in the first place. Because you made to stand on principle. You made to stand in integrity. You made to be confident. You meant to position your power. And that's why I'm on here as a digital design coach. And I help people with starting their YouTube channels, designing it, laying it out well so that you know what you're going to post from then on in the future. So it's no longer a headache. So you don't no longer hesitate on what it is that you want to post. And the same thing for your e-commerce. How to start your e-commerce, to start selling stuff. And e-commerce meaning your website. What are you going to lay out? How is it going to lay out? How are you going to speak to your people? How is it going to target your people? How is it going to make you sales, right? This is why I do what I do. Because I've been there. I've been, oh, okay, little girl, your parents look after you. Then you get to a teenager. Then your parents want to hound the mess out of you. Then you get to adulthood. Then you're like, oh, I can kind of start making decisions for yourself. Then you start making decisions for yourself. Then all these strange MFers over here got plenty of opinions for you. Fudge it. That's why I'm just like, I'm so over this mask thing. Right? I'm so over wearing a mask or trying to be somebody that other folk want me to be. For what? I don't get paid to be this person that you want me to be. I'm gonna get paid for this person right here that I'ma be. Okay? And I say that with so much passion. I say that with so much passion, man. Cause that ish gets tiring after a while. That ish gets so tiring. When folks always trying to make you and mold you and trying to make you wear a mask that you don't want to wear, and you just want to be yourself and do what it is that you want to do. And that's why I always say Align by Design, because you are a brand. Whatever your principles, your standards, your value, your integrity, whatever it is that you want to do in this life, you can do it, but you're going to be the one to push yourself in order to do it. And so I built these 4 steps within the playlist. Is linked down below. There's 6 videos already ready for y'all to go and watch. There's going to be 12 videos in total. Next week, we're going to finish the last 6 of those videos. Okay? We're going to finish the last 6 of those videos, and all in July, I'm going to be working with y'all who are ready to start building your brands on YouTube and e-commerce platforms. It's either or. Either you want to do the YouTube or you want to do the e-commerce, okay? Or you can do both. And if you do both, definitely know I'm going to give you a discount, right? Period. And all of my stuff is priced reasonably. I don't be astronomically pricing stuff like other people. No. Because it already take money to even make yourself a brand. You have to invest in yourself. That's what it is. When you're confident, let me tell you something. When you grow confidence within yourself, that's when you start preparing your body, your mind, your mental, your spirit to start investing in you and start to believe in what it is that you want to get prepared. That's exactly why I've made Sultry Accessory, so that you can come from within your soul and start accessorizing the life that you want to see for yourself. That's why I named my channel Sultry Accessory in the first place. Yes, I do sing. Sultry comes from singing. But I made it so that people start to believe in themselves and what it is that they want to do, whether that's on YouTube or that's on e-commerce. I'm a digital design coach for both YouTube and e-commerce, meaning your website. If you want to sell stuff to people, I can help you set that up. I have a workshop. Yes, all July is I'm helping people start where they need to start. So if you ever wanted to make you a website, if you ever wanted to start a business, if you ever wanted to start posting on social media, but you didn't know what to post, I'm literally helping y'all in July. And July is so near. Okay? July start next week. Okay, I'm super passionate about this because I have been in so many cycles of life to where people just constantly they constantly want to come at me with, oh, you need to be this way. No, the fudge y'all don't. This what you get. Okay, and now I'm getting to a point with myself, telling myself, like, no, this is what they get out of me. They're not gonna, you're gonna get the real and the raw out of me. We're not going to play pretend here. I'm not with playing the ish with people. I'm trying not to cuss. I'm not into that. So if you want a real and a raw, authentic coach that's gonna help you, okay, I got 4 steps. Now let me tell you something. 4 steps. And we talked about it in the last live. So if you didn't see the last live, I did a recap live talking about what all we talked about so far within that playlist. The Align by Design, Find Your Voice, Show Up and Get Paid series. You got to find your voice. What are you going to talk about? What are you going to represent? Then you're going to show up consistently within your confidence, within your power, within your presence, within your being. And then you're going to harvest and get paid. Because we're taking ourselves seriously. That's what we do over here at Soul Trees. We're taking ourselves seriously with what it is that we want to do, either on YouTube or on e-commerce, aka our own website. What it is that we want, not what everybody else wants us to be or to present for them to be comfortable. No, I need to be comfortable in my own skin and in my own essence, in my own presence. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I represent over here. Okay, and that's why I made my coloring book, Align by Design, Affirmation for Creatives and Entrepreneurial Spirits. There are affirmations in here. Boom. It says, amazing opportunities exist for me everywhere in my life. Boom. When you, let me tell you something. Because y'all are looking at things with, that's the thing. Sometimes in life, you got to change your perspective. Change the way. Sometimes we are stuck where we are because our perspective is stuck. You have yet to change the way that you think. Turn the knob, twist it a different way, and see if your life will rotate itself on a new axis, on a new plane, so that you can start seeing things for the better. And so therefore you can get better results for yourself. All right? So I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Sound off in the comments. Are you a father? Are you a father and you teach, and you're subconsciously teaching your daughter to let go of her femininity? You're subconsciously telling her that it's not okay to be a girl. That's not okay to show up in her essence and be beautified. Like, why are people acting like beauty is a problem? You know? Or are you a girl who grew up and you felt like you had to be a tomboy? You felt like you had to mute your look because other women or other men are acting like it's such a problem that you come up and you show yourself in a poised essence with makeup on, or however the case may be. Your nails done. You wearing a wig. You got a BBL. Whatever. Like, who made you responsible for how I look? That's not right. That's not right. And I told myself, I said, listen, if I begin to pick a partner and he get to start nitpicking how I look, he got to go. Because this is who I am. You got to go. You start saying anything about my eyebrows, anything about my nose, my eyes, my body, my teeth. anything, you gotta go. All right, y'all. So make sure y'all watch that playlist down below. And to work with me, you start off with the first free tool. That is the Align to the Signs Audience Solution template. All right. Make sure y'all watch that template. Make sure y'all watch that playlist because we going step by step, all 12 videos. We did 6 already. Next we gonna finish with the rest of the 6. All right. I'll see y'all. It's your girl, So Tree Accessories.